TGR. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Rudy! And by the power invested by the internet, God, I don't even know. What's up, man?
By the power invested in me by the state of Florida, it's your boy. Oh, he's got a headache. Chow.
Oh, man. Drugs, they help with that stuff. See, take some Tylenol or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys saw, but we reacted kind of to Opening Night Live 2020 over at Gamescom. It was not without any issues. For those of you that don't know, TGR streams always have some hurdles, but they're always fun. They always keep us on our toes.
That's definitely a staple of the TGR goodness. Yeah, it's you test everything out and something goes wrong. Literally, my router died in the middle of this. My router. I'm working from home, and my router decided to die. So it is what it is. I got a router. I went all the way to my ISP. They actually have a store nearby, which is thank goodness.
You are
it's like 5
so
minutes
lucky.
away. I'm so lucky. It was 5 minutes away. So I drove out there. I got my thing replaced, and we got back in, baby. So I missed a few things. I did catch up on them. But it was Gamescom, man. So that's what we're gonna talk about today.
Yep.
Because it just happened, so why not?
Yeah. So, can we just agree that like the biggest, at least for me, the biggest thing for me was Fall Guys. Like, Fall Guys.
Honestly, I was hyped.
Dude, it was hype. Like, and it was just a sneak peek. It wasn't even like the full thing. It was just a sneak peek at what they're working on. It's freaking hype, man.
And all they showed us was the stage and some costumes, and that was it.
Like a handful of costumes, man. Like, that there's going to be more. There has to be. Like, so much
There's
more.
stuff that I'm seeing now from the first season that I haven't seen before. Like Eli, my son today, he bought a tomato. I was like, oh, okay. Well, you got a tomato from somewhere. Cool.
Yeah.
So, it's crazy to think that Fall Guys, out of everything they would show, was the most hyped thing for us.
Exactly. That's the thing, man. Like, when we saw that over at Devolver Digital, I was just kind of like, all right, like, whatever. And then it comes out and it just blows my mind. Definitely good times. I think that for me, that was probably the biggest thing that was shown. But I feel like the other big whale that was there was Ratchet and Clank. Rift Apart. Like, I feel like so did Sony end on that?
No, that was near the beginning.
That was near the beginning. Okay,
that was near the beginning. Like, not maybe halfway.
One of the biggest things that they did with that was to like showcase the power of like the SSD or whatever.
Pretty much.
And I mean, it looked good. If I'm 100% honest with you, it looks good.
Yeah, graphically it definitely looks good. I mean, it's like you said about Godfall, it's got that launch title. It looks like a souped up PS4 game.
Right.
But what we're seeing here is, like you said, the technology. They're able to bring in these assets. It's like whole levels worth of assets in very quickly when you're drifting through these like spaces, these rifts. So it's a very technically polished game, and it's gonna be impressive when we're playing it.
Right.
Like, I'm expecting like small to zero amounts of loading in between levels and stuff. We've already seen the game.
Right.
The gameplay demo that we saw was just an extended version of the one we saw during the PS5 reveal.
True.
So it wasn't really new footage per se. Like, yes, we did see more stuff of the level, but it's still the same level. Mm-hmm. For this whole event, opening night, by the way, because it's not the entirety of Gamescom, it's just the opening night. For it to end on that is kind of disappointing, if I'm honest. If I'm 100% honest with you.
Thank you. I appreciate the honesty. I mean, I agree with you that it's definitely a little bit disappointing in that sense. And I think Jeff did a good job of making sure that people were aware of the fact that there wasn't going to be any huge, crazy announcements here, that it was going to be a lot of updates in regards to games that we've already seen, and very, very, very few, like, world premiere trailers or whatever you want to go ahead and call it. So, but one of the games that I kind of wish I had the equipment to go for was Medal of Honor, man. Like, dude, it looked good.
Yes, and it's funny because I like Medal of Honor. I played the first one I'm talking about way back on PS1, and then there was another one that I played on PS2, but I didn't play all of them. There was quite a few that I missed out on. And I remember Medal of Honor, was it Frontline? It was another World War II game. But then they rebooted the franchise in 2011, and that particular title I genuinely enjoyed.
Yeah.
It did become a little Call of Duty-y. It definitely followed on their footsteps. It became more twitchy and more fast-paced. 5-7 hour campaign with a lot of set pieces. But it was still pretty well done. Like, I genuinely enjoyed it. And then we haven't had a Medal of Honor. God, I don't even remember the last one.
I can't even remember either.
It might be that one for all I remember. But point is that it's been a while. And when I heard that it was coming back, and when I saw that it was Respawn, freaking Respawn Entertainment, who I love Titanfall 1 and 2, I love Apex Legends, they're developing this, and then it's like, sweet, and then it's VR. And I'm like, oh, I got a little deflated because I don't have a VR headset.
Same.
But Half-Life Alyx makes me want to get one, and my son has been asking me to get him one for Christmas. I'm like, what do you want, a VR headset? What?
Wait, isn't your kid like 8 or 9?
He's gonna be 10. Yeah.
He's gonna be 10?
He's gonna be 10 years old.
Oh my god.
A week.
Oh my god. And he wants a headset? Like,
he wants a VR headset. I don't know why. I'm not gonna get it for him because I think he's too young to play. He's gotta be 12, I think.
Yeah.
Minimum. But point is, like, I don't have one.
Right.
Maybe I want to get one at some point. Maybe I will. But when I saw the gameplay, though, it looked really good. Like, it didn't look as impressive as Half-Life Alyx, because that from what I hear, that's like the standard for FPS games now in VR. But this looked really solid. It looked like a really good set piece type of game to play in VR.
Right.
And the music was really good too. So
I mean, it looked good. The set pieces that they had, if you were to even call them that, like, looked really good, because the thing is that it seemed, and guys, for those of you that are watching that do have VR, like, understand that a lot of the things that we saw that may be standard in VR games, we don't know about because we haven't experienced VR firsthand. So a lot of the things that were happening on screen, like, I was like, yo, that's cool. And it just, I don't know. It got me a little hyped. Not as much as Half-Life Alyx. Like, I feel like, like you said, Half-Life Alyx
it's
is like
Half-Life.
Yeah. Like, we haven't gotten one since when? Like
2007.
Yeah. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute. The last game that I did want to go ahead and talk about is Dragon Age. Like, I love Dragon Age 1. I love Dragon Age 3, Inquisition. 2 was the Black Sheep. It was a special character in regards to everything. Onix,
2 was the perfect example of a rushed game.
Yes. Did you play any of them?
I played the first one. Pretty much up to completion. I played the second one. I put in like 20 hours into that, surprisingly. And I did not play Inquisition.
You didn't play Inquisition. I feel like 2, yes, it was the rushed game, but it was also like it was just, it had so much potential in regards to everything. But like,
I loved the gameplay of the second one, honestly. Like, the fact that it was faster, was more action oriented than the first one, because the first one, well, I genuinely enjoyed it, right? I wasn't used to playing that type of RPG, so it's definitely turn-based, but it's more than a simple Final Fantasy style turn-based. It's more than a regular JRPG. So I played that game so weirdly. I always remember like having to do a lot of redo a lot of checkpoints,
right?
Because I knew, fuck, I did that wrong. Let me redo it again. You know, I feel like I wasn't min-maxing well or whatever. And with Dragon Age 2, the combat was really fun. It was a lot easier to get into. You know, it was replacing a lot of stuff into cooldowns and stuff. It was just more action oriented. So I had a lot of fun with it. It just that the level design, the graphics were really like choppy, and
the regurgitated assets like everywhere.
Dungeons
the same map,
the same, dude.
Yeah, man, it was not pretty in that sense, and like
hot mess.
I had hopes. had hopes for it. Dragon Age Inquisition was, if Dragon Age 2 didn't exist, it would have been like a nice like increase in quality.
Yeah.
Overall. Oh yeah, man. Like it was just really good. So I would recommend it for you any day. It's good. I enjoyed it. It was awesome. My wife actually played it from beginning to end as well. Like she enjoyed. Oh yeah, Inquisition. Like,
oh nice.
Dragon Age 1, Dragon Age 2, and Inquisition. She actually went through like all three.
All of them.
Yeah, it's a fun game, and like Dragon Age 2, like you could tell that they had like the same mindset in regards to like Mass Effect, that they took what Mass Effect 1 was and then kind of made it Mass Effect 3, if that makes any sense. Like,
yeah.
Dragon Age 1 to Dragon Age 2, like the amount of action that was put into it just made it that way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, I mean, overall, man, I'm glad that I saw it. I'm glad that they are all like, hey, this is still in the works.
It's coming, yeah.
Yeah. And I can appreciate the concept art and the pre-alpha stuff that they showed. I'm just glad that it's not like on the wayside and completely gone. So
yeah, I mean, hopefully EA has been, even though I still hate EA, they've been a little better about their games and treat. I mean, this is gonna sound bad, but like they're treating their studios a little tiny little bit better. But I mean, that's like basic. They're not paying them nearly as much as they should be.
Thank you.
At all. But at least we're seeing games coming from them at least.
Yeah.
So I guess now it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
See how they do with Dragon Age 4.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see it. Was there anything else that like stood out for you at all?
Honestly, no. I mean this is the thing with opening night, and Jeff did say this. It's a lot of games that we've seen before. It's a lot of updates to stuff that has already been announced that, like he said, we've already seen. So, no, nothing really stood out to me. It was it was fine. It was, on stream I said it, and I still stand by it, thinking about it even more. This is a TGR bronze. This is, I
agree with you.
A 3 out of 10 at best.
It's like,
so.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say it's like when before we started recording, I was talking to Onix about it, and I was like, "This is like salt on a steak." Like we've gotten the steak. The steak was essentially everything that was announced beforehand. The salt's just like, hey, here's a little extra to enhance what you already knew, and it's not a bad thing. It's just
it's not what you expect from Gamescom opening night. Gamescom is it? I mean, it's the second. Right, it's the second biggest convention outside of E3, no?
Yeah, it is. It's essentially Europe's E3.
Yeah, it is.
But
then you have TGS something like a month later.
Yeah, but historically, I think the big one is E3, and like, Gamescom is this way where like they'll essentially like go into like more detail of whatever was announced in those like 3 to 5 minute trailers at E3.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I guess people that are disappointed, because there are some people that are disappointed. The people that are disappointed, they probably went in with higher expectations, and I got to give props to Jeff for trying to keep those down beforehand. So that's just me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, even before I saw it from Jeff, I was already telling myself, like, don't expect shit. We're not going to see anything next gen, like, in terms of, like, their details or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
I knew going in, so. But I do appreciate it from Jeff to do that, because he's done the opposite before, and it kind of bit him in the ass, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. So, like, this whole, like, Summer Games Fest and, like, being like, oh, man, we're going to have, like, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, like, you go in expecting...
The biggest games.
Yeah, man. And it's just totally different. So, I don't know. But yeah, that's just me, man. I agree with you. TGR bronze.
TGR bronze.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Whoa. That's your weekly resume.
Yeah. Let us know what you all think about Gamescom and everything that was shown at Opening Night Live. Obviously, we have more stuff that's going to happen this weekend. We don't know if we're going to cover it. Let's just be 100% honest with you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you think about Opening Night Live in the comments below, and obviously follow us on all the social media stuff in the description. And yeah, if you're listening to us on a podcast platform of your choice, obviously, sub or follow or whatever it is, depending on the platform and whatnot. And yeah, I guess we'll see you next time.
See you next time, guys.
Deuces.
Later.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more and stay up to date, subscribe, hit the little bell, and join our Discord.
If you want to support the channel, please check out our Patreon or hit the join button below. As always, thanks for your support and thanks for watching.